In late 2023, the cargo ship Cargo 731 departed from the port of Ningbo, China, en route to Panama. On board were 18 crew members, thousands of tons of electronics, and containers sealed tight. It was a familiar route for Captain Elias, a strict, quiet man who had sailed the Pacific for over 2 decades without incident. But this voyage felt different. The ship's new cook, Milo, was hired last minute after the previous chef quit under mysterious circumstances. Milo arrived with clean references and a calm demeanor. He cooked well, never spoke unless spoken to, and cleaned obsessively. Yet something about him, his cold eyes, his nightly walks on deck, his whisper-like breathing made the crew uneasy. On the 5th day at sea, the youngest crew member, Engineer Tanaka, disappeared. He had just finished his night shift and never made it back to his cabin. The crew searched every inch of the ship. Tanaka was gone. No blood, no noise, no clues. Captain Elias radioed the nearest port, but help was days away. Fear began to creep into the minds of the crew. That night, only 8 came to the mess hall for dinner. Milo, unbothered by the tension, served his signature stew. It smelled normal, tasted fine, but each spoonful sat strangely on the tongue like eating a memory you didn't want to remember. The next day, another crewmate vanished, then another. By the 7th day, the remaining crew started sleeping in pairs, carrying tools and knives. Everyone suspected something, but no one dared say it. Then Emma, the young radio officer, broke the silence. She had noticed Milo's movements, his habit of disappearing during the darkest hours. One night, while Milo was preparing food, Emma sneaked into his cabin. What she found made her blood run cold. A notebook filled with recipes and something else. Stuffed between the pages were yellowed newspaper clippings. Chef linked to 4 missing sailors in Pacific bodies never recovered. Cargo vessel vanished mid-voyage. Ship found, crew gone. Cook unaccounted for. Name listed again, Milo Varga. Emma grabbed the notebook and ran toward the bridge. She never made it. Her scream was heard. Her body was not. After Emma vanished, panic erupted. The crew, now reduced to 9, demanded answers from Captain Elias. He ordered Milo to be confined, but the cook had already locked himself in the galley. No one dared break in, not after what had happened to Emma. They posted guards and took turns watching the door. That night, Milo emerged voluntarily. Calm as ever, he invited everyone to a special dinner the next evening. A meal to honor those we've lost, he said with a smile that never reached his eyes. Despite the unease, the remaining crew gathered in the mess hall the next night. Milo had laid the long metal table with white linens, plates arranged with eerie precision. Each setting had a folded note atop it. The title on the notes read, "Final Feast." The ship's fluorescent lights flickered, casting strange shadows on the walls. As the crew sat, a heavy silence filled the room. Milo moved like a phantom between them, serving courses with theatrical grace. Soup, then roast, then dessert. No one spoke. No one touched their food. Suddenly, the lights went out. Screams rang out. Plates clattered. A dull thud followed by a wet dragging sound. Someone shouted for a flashlight, but the batteries were dead. Then came the voice, smooth and low, cutting through the dark like a blade. "The sea always takes, but I cook before it does." Unknown to Milo, young engineer Luis had been watching. He had seen Emma enter Milo's cabin and never return. He had found the notebook, and he had a plan. That night, at 3:17 a.m., as Milo stood in the kitchen, sharpening his knife with ritualistic focus, Luis, Captain Elias, and 2 crew members burst in. Milo fought viciously, laughing through clenched teeth. He slashed Captain Elias's arm and nearly bit another crew member before they managed to tie him up with electrical cords from the kitchen. Milo lay on the ground, breathing heavily, staring at each of them like he was memorizing their faces. "You'll never forget the taste," he whispered. "None of you will." Captain Elias, bleeding but focused, looked down at him. Milo fought like a man possessed. He slashed the captain's arm and knocked a pan from the stove. But they managed to overpower him and tie him up. Breathing heavily, Captain Elias demanded, "What did you do to Emma?" Milo only smiled. She was ... so tender. At sunrise, the sea was calm. The crew dragged Milo onto the deck, bound at the wrists and ankles. He didn't resist. His smile never faded. Without ceremony, they lifted him over the railing. For a second, he floated on the surface. "Shall I cook for the sharks next?" he whispered, and then he sank ... down into the deep. The surviving crew made it to Panama. None of them ever spoke publicly about what had happened. Official records listed the incident as a mechanical failure and missing personnel. But on quiet nights, some swear they can still hear a voice echoing across the waves. "May I prepare your next meal?"